The anime community is filled with degenerates, the cringe TikTokers, My Hero Academia fans, extremists, like the people who dedicate their whole channel to putting people onto sauce. 84,000 subs from doing this shit? Bro, what am I doing grog, man? If y'all don't subscribe right now, bro, I'm really about to end it all. Or even the yaoi people who won't stop shoving it in your face. But none of these degens come close to the degeneracy of the Rent-A-Girlfriend fans. These cock-loving Adam 22 wannabe ass are like a cult. Y'all thought opium was bad. These guys are somehow backpedaling a whole franchise. Practically 300 chapters of straight ass. If you ever meet me and I ask you what's your favorite anime and you hit me with the Rent-A-Girlfriend, best believe I'm murking you and the other guy in the nearest vicinity. Now, how to get to the point where this once beloved series is now the king of degenerate anime? Well, let me introduce you to Rent-A-Girlfriend, the most degenerate anime. We gotta rewind to summer 2020, a time where everyone was locked inside since the Rona was spreading.
Stop touching niggas with your hand!
And practically all the good anime got delayed to winter 2021. Besides The Promised Neverland Season 2. Don't even get me started with that abomination. So since this was peak Rona times, people were doing the Twissy slide, TikTok was in its prime, and most notably, niggas was lonely. Sometimes, you gotta watch some rom-coms. We wasn't gonna watch Uzaki-chan, so we just chose Rent-A-Girlfriend. And I'm not gonna lie, when the first episode dropped, people were praising it. If you were on anime TikTok, there was no escaping the opening. It was good tunes, and they was hitting that dance. People was imitating it too. I remember seeing a TikTok of Wake Up, it's Rent-A-Girlfriend Wednesday. I mean, the plot was original and seemed good. Let me give you guys a rundown on the plot real quick. 20-year-old Discord mod gets a girlfriend, but turns out he was a horn dog, so she leaves him. Don't let her looks deceive you. She might look angelic, but I promise you, she is a demon. She dumped him impulsively. No warnings, no nothing. Mami K till it's backwards. So dealing with rejection, Kazuya does what any sane man would do. Beat his meat to OnlyFans models. Nah, psych. He goes to Japan's most popular Rent-A-Girlfriend website. And hold up, did you guys notice something? This app is for ages 4 and up. You telling me that a pre-K kid is allowed to install this app? What's my guy gonna do? He can barely walk. Should I honestly be surprised though? The age of consent in Japan was 13 for a fucking century. I don't know what the fuck them lawmakers got going on in Japan. Clearly they not cooking, but I shouldn't be talking since I'm American and my president should be on life support right now and can't stop busting his fucking ass. And yes, you can actually rent a girlfriend in Japan.
That nigga's tripping.
iShowMeat dropped a 10 out of 10 video on it, and after watching that, I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I land in Japan, best believe I'm copping myself one. But they expensive as fuck. Man's Kazuya dropped 40 bands worth of yen to rent mizuhara. Well, my quick mathematics, that's around $273. You could have used that money to get a pair of J's. Fix your drip up so the shorties actually want you instead of repping this 2K60 overall ass fit. Don't get me wrong, mizuhara is a baddie, but $273 just to rent you? That's not even including the price of the dates, since I know damn well she not paying no 50-50. Bro just wasting his hard-earned money. Wait, hold up. That's not his hard-earned money? Oh, his dad is giving it to him? Fuck no. Not even the ops getting this information out of me. Me, a grown-ass college student, getting allowance from my dad to waste it on bitches. And with the power of plot, Kazuya brings Mizuhara to the hospital where all his parents are and introduces Mizuhara as his girlfriend to them. Imagine being so bitchless that your relatives are throwing a party for you getting some play. Oh, you thought that's all? Nah. Mizuhara's grandma also resides at that hospital and she sees both of them and she's friends with Kazuya's grandma. So now, both of their grandmas think they're dating. But the cherry on top has to be they both attend the same college. Wow, what a great plot. Two college students, one that has no good skills with women, and a girl that profits off of his loneliness, now have to get to know each other since everyone in their circles believe they're dating. What a great plot. Hopefully, they'll slowly fall in love with some comedic moments. Maybe even Kazuya will experience character development, grow into a man, and learn to control his hormones. This should be a quick 100 chapter manga where the moral is, hey, maybe sometimes opposites can attract. Or instead of making it a nice rom-com about chizuru and kazuya, let's just add other female characters that also want kazuya to drag on this very repetitive, simple plot. Since my audience is a whole bunch of incels that would love to be surrounded by women, said Reiji Miyajima. Which brings me to my next segment, the other girls. Before we dive into this weak excuse of a supporting cast, I'd just like to announce I enjoyed Rent a Girlfriend Season 1. I actually enjoyed the dynamics between Kazuya and the other girls, but that was until Season 2 where I started to realize, wow, it's really bad to be the same shit every arc. So ultimately, I dropped it until I came up with this video idea. So I recently caught up with the manga to make this video. Did I almost go insane from witnessing some of the craziest blue balling ever? Yes! If I don't get a W munchie in the comments for this, then my mind might actually explode. Let's start off with Ruka. Now, Ruka is the most insane girl. She needs to be put in a mental asylum or something, because there ain't no way she's this obsessed over Kazuya, the man who got nothing good going on in his life. I'm telling you guys, the girls will always pick the guy they feel more visually attractive to than the guy who actually got shit going on in their life. I thought Ruka was the shit in Season 1, because she looked very attractive, and I was a down bad 15-year-old who saw anime tatas and was like, but now that I'm older, Ruka really is one annoying ass girl. She's this clingy to Kazuya just because she makes your heart beat faster. Like you never been on a roller coaster or something before? And just because of this, she's willing to go to war for him, to the point where she goes to his family event as his girlfriend, knowing damn well everyone in the family thinks Chizuru is his girlfriend. Ruka really went from being my fave girl to the one I hate the most, but at least we both have one thing in common. We both want to eviscerate Mami off the planet. I've thought I've seen the epitome of glaze until I've seen the links that Mami would go to fuck up Kazuya's life. Mami has no motivation to be in Kazuya's life. She just wants to be in it to fuck with him. That's it. She's a petty little bitch that doesn't want to see Kazuya be happy when she's literally the one that forced the breakup. And then they try to give her some tragic backstory, but I could care less, bro. I don't want to see her face. I gotta give it to her though. She is a top tier manipulator. But like, why are you doing all this because this lame ass nigga is happy? It's been 2 years in the manga timeline and she's still doing this. There's some worse meat writing than Candace from Phineas and Ferb. Like, you don't got a family, friends, school. I know you look good. Just start like an OnlyFans or something if you're really that bored. But the reason I give her a slight edge over Ruka for not being worst girl is since she actually helps progress the slow ass plot, along with her bringing up some really good points. Like her conversation with Ruka in chapter 200, perfectly analyzing the dynamic between Chizuru and Kazuya. But then she forced Chizuru and Kazuya to kiss. We'll talk about that later though. Enough of these two clowns. Let's talk about best girl.
Who's that Pokemon?
Sumi, the only well-written character in this whole series. She has social anxiety, so in order to conquer it, she becomes a rental girlfriend. So not only is she conquering her fears, but she's also getting a bag. And you just can't beat the shy girl. But there's one big problem. After chapter 156, she just disappears out of the main story and gets her own spin-off manga called Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend. And I gotta give Reiji his props, since he cooked with this. Sumi is way too good of a character to be associated with characters like Mami and Kazuya. She's so socially awkward that she freezes up and turns into a Minecraft character. Rent a Girlfriend might be a dumpster fire, but Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend is really good. I was about to buy a volume until I realized I'd be putting money in Reiji's pockets, and I don't want to do that. I'm glad Sumi isn't associated with the main story anymore. And honestly, I hope she never meets Kazuya again. Oh, come on, man. Oh yeah, I forgot they added Gargura to Rent a Girlfriend. All I have to say for Minnie is W streamer.
Gang gang, this is an emo girl live stream. Call that a suicide watch.
I wouldn't have a problem with the other girls if it weren't for the fact that it's been nearly 300 chapters and they've barely helped the plot progress at all. Ruka is the reason Chizuru is hesitant to actually date Kazuya. Mami is the ultimate manipulator and literally exists just to prevent Kazuya from being happy. Sumi don't even be in the main story like that, and Minnie is just trying to chase the bag. Yet I can't entirely put the blame on the supporting female cast since Kazuya exists. This guy be looking like Chris Paul since he always be blowing the lead. Let me introduce you to the Bag Fumbler. I think even the dumbest man could realize that Chizuru and Kazuya are meant to be endgame. However, the amount of times he has fumbled confessing his feelings to her has to be studied. If we're being realistic, I can't understand why Kazuya is so fixated on staying with Chizuru when she constantly scolds him, saying their relationship is nothing more than business. We as the audience knows she's just putting on an act. Kazuya doesn't know that. He's always renting Chizuru, filling her pockets, waiting for the day he can finally do it. 2 years later and approaching 300 chapters, he still hasn't done it. And if he's really the horn dog he's portrayed to be, you'd imagine that when Ruka is literally willing to give it up to him, he'd take the opportunity. But no, the 20-year-old college student can't comprehend that his relationship with Chizuru is fabricated and decides to stay loyal. Let's say, for instance, I purchased an OnlyFans and its OnlyFans model texts me every day, maybe even FaceTimes me. I am paying for her services. So if I come in contact with someone who's genuinely showing affection, why should I care about the person who's profiting off of me? But enough with slandering Kazuya. I'ma give him props because I have an announcement to make. The film arc is a really good arc. And with it finally being adapted in season 3, I can finally say I enjoyed Kazuya as a character this arc, since he finally put his big boy pants on and decided to be an adult. Chizuru has always dreamed of becoming a famous actress and promised to her grandparents that she'd land a role in a big film. However, she wasn't able to keep this promise up with her grandpa. And seeing Chizuru cry as her grandpa passes actually had me crying. And the anime elevated the scene. That, along with the last words she said, saying her wish will come true, this made it hit even more. And now that her grandma's life is on the clock, she's determined to fulfill her promise before her grandma passes. Yet there's one big problem. She's been rejected multiple times by films she's wanted to star in, and she starts questioning her grandpa's last words. And this is why I love Chizuru. She's just a person that's been dealt with the harsh reality that life doesn't always go the way you want it to. But when Kazuya grows a pair of balls and decides to help Chizuru make her own movie, you know damn well I was hyped. The lengths he goes in order to make sure Chizuru accomplishes her dreams is shit an actual passionate boyfriend would do. And they both truly begin to bond. Minnie was even being a W wingman and trying to secure the perfect scenario for him to confess his feelings to her. And he folds again. At least they were actually able to succeed right before her grandma passed. The culmination of the film arc is excellent. And now that Chizuru and Kazuya think highly of each other, we should be nearing the end of the story, right? Oh, we're just barely halfway through the ongoing story? Kazuya literally regresses right back to his episode 1 self as soon as this arc ends. And don't even get me started with that Paradise arc and how it's some of the most degenerate shit I've ever bestowed my eyes upon. And then chapter 218 happened, the chapter that broke the internet since Kazuya envisioned himself getting NTR'd. What the fuck? But Munchie, Chizuru and Kazuya kiss at the end. Yeah, his mommy blackmailed Chizuru into doing this. I fucking hate mommy, bro. There is literally no need for her to be in this arc. She goes full on bitch mode, putting on an act that she feels emotion for Kazuya being manipulated by Chizuru, when in actuality, she's the one manipulating the family by acting like she gives a fuck. And when the family finds out this whole relationship has been a lie, I was like, oh my god, aren't your girlfriend has stakes until they kiss, and now everything's good.
He tried it.
And the cycle of Kazuya building the confidence in order to confess to Chizuru begins again. But maybe sometimes we shouldn't be clowning the creation, yet the creator. Reiji is a very odd individual. And as we near the conclusion of this torture I've put myself through, let's talk about the man himself, Reiji, the odd one. First, I gotta give Reiji his props. Being as successful a mangaka he isn't easy. Series are constantly being axed, and the fact he's been able to have a successful ongoing series for 6 years is quite the accomplishment. Yet I can't excuse him for this. Reiji has a history of going on dates with Chizuru. Now you might be asking, how does he do that? Well, he bought a figure of her. This man goes on dates with a fictional character he created by bringing a statue of her along with him. He is literally in love with her. He said it on Twitter, and he's constantly drawing her in real life environments. Keep in mind, this guy is 38, has a wife and daughter, posting shit like this. I cannot imagine being this man's wife, scrolling on the timeline and seeing this. This probably explains why Kazuya is such an incel, since his creator is one. Kazuya is quite literally just Reiji's depiction of what he wished his college life was like. A life surrounded by lots of cool girls and me beating. I'm convinced the only reason the series is still ongoing is so Reiji can keep funding his Chizuru dates. But I wonder what he's up to nowadays. Bruh. Bro's pushing 40 and decided to create an incest manga. I've seen it all. In conclusion, Rent-A-Girlfriend is like heroin. It's a bad drug, but once you start, you can't stop. If you made it to the end of this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. It's only 1% of y'all are subscribed. Also, make sure to join the Discord server. Shit's lit, and besides that, I'm gonna catch y'all.